Good afternoon, guys, and welcome to Storyteller's Corner for Thursday, the 2nd of July. And thank you for joining me. Now, we're off to London for our romantic, scandalous tale of a story between Lady Caroline Wimborne and her chauffeur Thomas. And this is chapter 28, The Duchess Calls. 3 days passed, 3 long, uncertain days. The newspapers printed nothing further, yet silence proved no comfort. In London, gossip did not require fresh ink. It lived in drawing rooms, echoed through gentlemen's clubs, and flourished over afternoon tea. The Wimborne family received fewer callers. Those who did visit stayed only briefly. Even old friends seemed suddenly burdened with other engagements. Caroline accepted it with quiet dignity. She no longer tried to explain herself. Those who wished to believe the worst could do so regardless. Those who truly knew her required no explanation. Thomas, meanwhile, continued his duties with unwavering professionalism. Each morning he drove the carriage. Each evening he supervised the stables. He bowed when expected, spoke only when necessary. Yet every servant in the house was sensed a strain beneath the calm. He was preparing for himself for whatever came next, whether dismissal or something far worse. Then on a cold Thursday morning, an unexpected carriage rolled through the gates of Whitmore House. It bore no family crest Caroline recognised, only a simple coronet upon the door, elegant and unmistakable. Hawthorne himself hurried to receive a visitor. Even he seemed unusually composed. Within moments the household was astir. Footmen straightened their coats, maids whispered in the corridors. Her uncle was summoned immediately. Caroline met her aunt on the staircase. "What has happened?" Her aunt looked genuinely astonished. "I scarcely believe it myself." "Believe what?" A duchess has come to call." Caroline frowned. "A duchess?" Her aunt nodded. "The Duchess of Ravensmere." The name carried weight. Old money and ancient lineage. A woman whose opinion could shape London's highest circles. No invitation? No. This alone was extraordinary. Women of her rank did not make unexpected visits, not without purpose. The Duchess was shown into the blue drawing-room. She was perhaps 60 years of age, silver-haired and elegantly dressed in deep sapphire silk. Her posture was impeccable, her eyes remarkably kind, yet there was unmistakable strength in them. This was a woman long accustomed to commanding respect without ever raising her voice. She rose as Caroline entered. "So," a gentle smile touched her lips, "you must be Lady Caroline." "I am." The Duchess regarded her thoughtfully. "You are younger than I expected." Caroline smiled politely. "I hope that is not disappointing." "My dear," the Duchess laughed softly, "it is refreshing." Tea was served. Polite conversation followed. Weather, music, the season, everything except the obvious, until finally the Duchess placed her teacup carefully upon its saucer. "I imagine you wonder why I have come." Caroline answered honestly, "I do." The Duchess folded her hands. Because 40 years ago," she paused, "I was you." The room became utterly still. Caroline blinked. "I beg your pardon?" "I fell in love with someone my family considered entirely unsuitable." No one moved. The Duchess smiled sadly. "The details differ. A naval officer with neither fortune nor title. But society's objections sounded remarkably familiar." Caroline listened without breathing. "My parents forbade it." The Duchess looked towards the window. "I obeyed. I married exactly the man they chose." She smiled, but there was deep sorrow behind it. "He was decent, a good husband. We treated one another with kindness. But I loved someone else until the day he died." The confession settled gently over the room. Not dramatic, simply true. I have carried that regret for 40 years. Caroline felt tears gathering unexpectedly. The Duchess looked directly at her. I have not come to tell you what choice to make. She leaned slightly forward. I have come to ask that whatever choice you make, let it truly be yours. The words entered Caroline's heart like sunlight after a storm. Do not surrender because people frighten you. Do not rebel simply because people oppose you. Choose the life you can live when you are my age. The room was silent. When the Duchess finally rose to leave, she paused beside Caroline. I have also spoken to Lord Wren. Caroline looked surprised. You know him? The Duchess smiled knowingly. I have known him since he was a little boy. And? He worries about you. Caroline laughed softly. Yeah, I know. He admires your courage. The Duchess reached out and gently squeezed Caroline's hand. You have more friends than you realise. After the carriage disappeared down the drive, Caroline stood alone at the front steps. The winter air felt different somehow, lighter. She heard footsteps behind her. Thomas. I saw the carriage leave. She turned towards him. It was the Duchess of Ravensmere. Her eyebrows rose. I cannot imagine she came to discuss the weather. A smile escaped Caroline. No. She looked out across the estate, then quietly repeated the Duchess' final advice. Choose the life you can live with when you're my age. Thomas was silent for a long time. Finally he said, that sounds like wisdom purchased at a terrible price. Caroline nodded. Yes. She turned to face him. I think I know my answer. Thomas's heart began to race. But before I make it, she smiled gently, there is something I need to know. What? She looked into his eyes with complete sincerity. If the world turned its back on us, if every door closed, would you still ask me to walk beside you? Thomas did not answer immediately, not because he doubted, because he understood the weight of the question. At last he stepped forward, just enough for her only to hear. My answer? He smiled with quiet certainty. I have never changed. And for the first time since their story began, the future no longer felt impossible, only difficult. And somehow, that was enough. So there we go, guys. But she has some strong allies by the looks of it. The Duchess of Ravensmere has given her approval and give her some wise advice. So there we go, guys. Join me tomorrow, guys, for chapter 29, which is called The Answer Given, in our story Between Duty and Desire. But don't worry, guys, we're going to our little village of Willowmere tonight, and it's our second story, and it is The Clockmaker's Secret, and it is chapter 2, When Time Stood Still. So it's all about time and clocks and stuff. So there we go, guys. Join me for that tonight. And till then, thank you for joining me in Storyteller's Corner. I hope you enjoyed this story Between Duty and Desire, between Lady Caroline and Thomas the chauffeur. Very scandalous. So there you go, guys. Take care now. Bye-bye.